And that was the playing of our national anthem. And I will let you know that you're listening to Brooklyn College Bulldogs basketball on YouTube. I am Pat Brown along with my partner Jose Rodin. And we're just getting ready for tip-off between the 5-0 Brooklyn College Bulldogs and the 5-1 John Jay College Bloodhounds. And Jose, let's get right to the starting lineups for the visiting John Jay College Bloodhounds. The 5'10 senior guard from New York, number 0, Nyasha Howard. The 5'7 sophomore guard from Flushing, New York, number 10, Lydia McKitsits. The 5'9 senior from Jamaica, New York, number 23, Alaha Albright. The sophomore 5'9 forward from Merrick, New York, number 24, Katie Healy. And the 5'10 sophomore from Poughkeepsie, New York, number 35, Jada Rencher. Your starting lineup for the Brooklyn College Bulldogs, the 5'5 junior from Elmont, New York, number 2, Michelle Pena. It's the 5-foot senior guard from Whitehall, Pennsylvania, number 22, Taylor George. The 5'10 freshman from Brooklyn, New York, number 24, Sarah James. Her sister, the 5'8 guard freshman from Brooklyn, New York, number 32, Erica James. And the 5'9 junior forward from Brooklyn, New York, number 33, Chanel Jamat. And Jose, both these teams are very aggressive on the court, want to put defensive pressure, want to get into their transition games. And what do you think is going to be the key for Brooklyn College to come out victorious?
I think a big key for them to defend would be Aliyah Albright, who is their leading three-point shooter at about 35%. From deep, she's made about 53s this season, which is a lot. She's attempting about 10 a game usually, so we'll see how the Bulldogs defend her on the outside. They also have Katie Healy, who's their inside threat, who in their last game against Hunter, which they won by 3, I believe.
Yeah, 83-80.
Yep. So she had 24 points and 19 rebounds. So we'll see how who they use to guard her and, defend her on the block and see how they can take some of her rebounds away.
Both these teams are very equally matched as far as statistics are considered. They don't have a primary scorer, so to speak. They're very evenly balanced. So talking to Coach Alex before the game, he said, listen, we knew that this was going to be a knockdown, drag-out. We had a game against CCNY. It wasn't the type of contested game that we were looking for. But, listen, whenever you're playing against a top team, you got to bring your A game, got to stay focused, take care of the basketball.
Yeah, and a big part of that CCNY game not being that competitive is because the Bulldogs shut down CCNY's biggest scoring threat, which we saw, and shut her down to pretty much nothing.
And we're getting ready for tip-off. Jamat and Howard. There's a tip, and it goes to Brooklyn. Swings it to Michelle Pena, pulls it back out under the basket, swings it to James. James to George at the left wing. Swings it over to Sarah James, top the key, over to Michelle Pena. Pena down low to Jamat, and very easy, puts the basket in. So Brooklyn College up to an early 2-0 lead. They bring the ball up. It's Howard, swings it over to McKitsits. McKitsits loses it, but gets it back to Katie Healy. Healy in the paint, swings it out to Howard. Howard drives into the paint, puts it up, high off the backboard, gets her own rebound, puts it back up again. Another offensive rebound, but we have a foul on number 33, Chanel Jamat. That is her first, the team's first.
And Howard is one of the players on the Bloodhounds that really can attack you on offense. She's their leading rebounder as well as their leading assister. So she's kind of someone who can do it all. She seems to be playing as their point guard a lot of the time, especially right now in this game.
Well, Rencher was the one that got fouled. She missed her first foul shot. Second shot is up and good. So it's 2-1, Brooklyn College ball. So it's Pena bringing the ball up. Swings it over to the left side. Still on the left side at the wing. Top the key. Swings over Sarah James. Sarah James double at the top. Swings it to Jamat, but it's stolen back by Jamat. Gets into the paint. Swings it up off the rim and no good, but she got a foul. That is going to be on. Waiting for the call. On number 10, Lily Rakitsits. That's her first and the team's first. Jamat on the line to shoot 2. And this is where the Bulldogs can improve their foul shooting. Jamont knocks down the first one.
Last game they went just over 50% in the last game, and hopefully this is just a constant improvement for them.
Second shot is up and good. 4-2 is the score. 4-1 is the score. As right away going to the basket, puts it up, rimmed out, and going to be off of Healy's hands as she missed the layup, tried to get her own rebound, but knocked it out of bounds. So inbound is Sarah James to Michelle Pena. She's bringing the ball up on the right side of the court. Crosses the midcourt stripe, drives into the paint, puts it up, blocked by Rencher. Rencher now bringing the ball up, trying to go coast-coast, swings it to Healy. Healy to Howard, up and in, and that's the basket by Healy. And it's 4-3 with 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. George shoots the three and knocks it down quickly, putting the ball into the hoop. They're up 7. Now Brooklyn College pressuring. Howard bringing the ball up down the right side. Into the paint, swings it over to Healy. Healy puts it in, and that is good. I'm sorry, that was Albright. So now Pena brings it up on the right wing. Swings it back to the top of the key. Swings over to Sarah James. Sarah James shoots the three. And off the rim, rebounded by Howard. Howard now bringing the ball up quickly. Into the paint. Puts it up off the rim, and it's going to be a foul on number.
And that was a quick offense possession by Brooklyn College. They want to kind of not take so many quick shots. That was about, 5 seconds into the shot clock and a quick shot by one of the James sisters. They maybe want to slow down the game a little bit more and get a flow into their offense.
So Nyasha Howard on the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good. 7-6 is the score. 7:50 left to go in the first quarter. And she misses the next foul shot, rebounded by Erica James. Quickly over to George on the wing, goes baseline, swings it to Jamont, pass to George. George over to Erica. Erica into the paint, off the rim, no good, gets her own rebound, swings it back out to George. James for a three, no good. Swings over to Pena, Pena back to George, no good. Offensive rebound, saved by Howard. Now she's going to bring the ball up. Crosses over, swings it over to Healy, up and in, and they take the first lead of the game, 8-7.
Something big about Howard so far is that she's been able to get a rebound and then go straight on the attack, and it's causing easy transition. Oh.
And Howard blocked Sheo Pena. No foul call. Swings it over to Albright. Albright to Healy. Back to Howard, top of the key, guarded by Pena. Howard now going into the paint and stole it. They call it jump ball, and it's going to be possession John Jay. As good job by George grabbing the ball on the drive, and quick jump ball called. Howard to inbound. Gets it to Rakit. Nope, still waiting. Gets it into 35. Rencher. Rencher off the rim. Rebounded by Jamont. Jamont loses the ball, but it's on the floor. Jamont gets it and quickly gets it to George. 2-on-2. George into the paint. Puts it up. Off the rim. No good. Oh, tripped by Erica James. That was Healy that got tripped. So Erica James is going to pick up her first foul, the team's third. So right away, both teams are driving into the paint, and not usually how Brooklyn College sets up, but John Jay wants to be aggressive, and Brooklyn College trying to match it.
Yeah, I think John Jay's coming out with a big lineup with everybody kind of around 5'10"-ish. So that's forcing especially George to drive more to the paint with her quickness.
Howard to Albright. Albright now to Healy. Stolen by George. George going down the court. Pulls it back. Off the dribble. Puts up the shot and knocks it down. Taylor George with razzle-dazzle on the dribble. 9-8 is the score. Brooklyn up 6 minutes left to go in the first. Howard now bringing top of the key into the paint. Swings it up. No good. Rebounded by Jamont. Jamont now going down the court. Swings it up and in. She goes coast to coast. Now they're up 11-8 with 5:40 left to go. Howard now walking the ball up. Gets it to Healy. Blocked. And Jamont has it. Going down the middle of the court again. Has on the wing. Swings it up and in. Jamont again coast to coast. Taking it into the paint. 13-8.
Jamont's kind of been getting rebounds and just going straight into her offense, just in fast breaks, kind of what Howard was doing at the start of this game. She's kind of taking over this game and forcing it to a
Howard's
full court
get
game.
to 24. That was Healy. She lost it out of bounds, and it's a turnover, and Brooklyn College has the ball. And now checking in for the first time for Brooklyn College is Dasha Goodman and Kayla Richburg. So they bring the ball up. It's Richburg and George in the backcourt. So Richburg off the dribble, into the paint, swings it to George. Oh, she missed the ball, and it goes out of bounds. So turnover on that possession. 13-8 is the score here in the first quarter. 4:59 left to go. Brooklyn College is up. Albright gets it in to McKitsis. McKitsis on the dribble. Crosses over Richburg, down to the baseline. Shot is up and in by Healy. 13-10. Richburg now bringing the ball up. Swings it over to George on the right wing. Check that. That's the left wing. Off the dribble. Goes baseline. Puts it up and in. George again bedazzling on the baseline. Puts on the layup. 15-10 is the score. 4:25 left to go, and the ball is stolen again by George. Gets it to Erica James. Puts it up and in, and the foul. Natasha Howard tried to go for the block, missed it, fouled Erica James, who put the ball in the basket and attempt for a three-point play.
And you can see that with George, that's her second steal leading to fast breaks. She's just been pressuring her defense, especially with John Jay trying to slow the ball game down. She's sped the game up and forcing them to make ill-advised pass and dribbles, and it's led to easy opportunities on the other side, and especially there.
Erica James knocks down the free throw. It's a three-point possession, and Howard gets it, double-teamed, but finally gets it back to Albright, to Healy. Healy goes baseline, swings it over to Rencher. Rencher puts it up, and no good, but fouled. I think that's going to be on number 3, Richburg. I'm not sure. Nope, they call it to Jamont, who picked up her second.
Yeah, that will be her second.
And
so
she's
she'll
going to
probably
come out
right now.
Yep, and in is the freshman, 6'4", is number 30, Sarah Lebaner. So Rencher shoots the first free throw, and it's hard off the rim, no good.
This is a really interesting lineup with Alex Lang, with George and Richburg kind of as the 1-2 and kind of just going a little bit smaller, but then having Labiner in as the big, and it kind of evens each other out.
Rencher missed the free throw, rebounded by James. Now Richburg's at the top of the key, swings it over to Goodman. Goodman down low to Labiner. Labiner to Richburg. Richburg off the dribble, goes baseline, not blocked by Rencher. Good block by Rencher on the drive by Richburg. So Howard's now bringing the ball up with 3:35 left to go in the first quarter, down by 8. Swings it over to Rikitsis. Rikitsis now swings it over to nobody as Goodman picked the ball up, and she lends it to Erica James. Goes baseline, and it's in!
There we go. That's, again, Georgia's defense. She's forcing ill-advised passes on that one compared to just taking out of the John Jay's hands.
Rikitsis now as Brooklyn College in the 2-3 zone. Howard looking for somebody to pass it to. Gets it down low to Healy. Healy to Rencher. Rencher goes baseline. Blocked by Erica James, out of bounds.
The blocks seem to just be pounding up. Every time John Jay person, once they drive into the paint, they're being met by a Bulldog right away. And that's been perfect for us.
Gorman just checked in for John Jay. Inbounding is Howard. Gets it to Albright under the basket, and no good, but fouled by Sarah Labiner. That's going to be her first, the team's fifth, and they are at the limit right now as that's the 15th foul, and they'll be shooting free throws from now on in the first quarter. Albright knocks down the first free throw. Second shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Goodman. So now Richburg bringing the ball up. Gets it down baseline to Erica James, to George. George over to Goodman. Goodman down low to Labiner. Gets it and knocked out of bounds, but saved. Right to Erica James. Puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Goodman, but taken away by George, and she sprints down the right side of the court. Into the paint, under low to Healy. Healy puts it up and in.
That's really what you don't want to have. You don't want to have John Jay running in transition on the fast break. That just, especially with that, it led to a one-on-two play possession. Oh, and
Richburg takes her off the dribble and puts in the layup. Brooklyn up 22-13 with 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. Now Rakitsis is bringing the ball up. Brooklyn in a 2-3 zone, over to Albright, baseline she goes, back to Healy, Healy under the basket, and they call a foul. I don't know how, as Labiner was just standing there, not even doing anything, and Healy ran into her.
That's going to be the second on Labiner.
Yes, it is.
And that's Alex Lang's pretty much his two main fives in foul trouble early.
So coming back in is Sarah James. First foul shot is good by Healy. And also checking in for Brooklyn College is number 11, Kayla Trombone. Second shot is up and good by Healy. It's 22-15, 7-point lead, 2:05 left to go. Trombone, and we have the shot clock did not start, so the whistle blows, and they're going to restart and re-inbound the ball. Erica James, Sarah James, Dasha Goodman, Taylor George, and Kayla Trombone in for Brooklyn College.
This is a good lineup for Brooklyn College with everybody being able to kind of shoot the three. So we'll see if that comes into play with 2 minutes left, but we'll see.
So they took 2 seconds off the shot clock, so 28 with 2:04 left to go in the quarter. Now they say it's 27 seconds left to go on the shot clock. So Erica James to inbound, gets the ball in to Taylor George, over to Trombone. Trombone running the offense, she's at the top of the key. Still has it, 20 seconds on the shot clock, she pulls it back, she's calling another play. Now she brings the ball into the paint. Swings it back, swings it over to Goodman. Goodman for three. It's good!
And there we go. With that three-point shooting, that gives Brooklyn College the advantage to kind of spread the floor.
Brooklyn College now, and she traveled as the pressure caused another turnover, and Brooklyn College will have the ball. 10-point lead, 1:37 left to go in the quarter. So Healy's going to check out. And Lalone checks in. So it's Trombone at the top of the key. Pulls it back. Goodman at the top now. Swings it over to Trombone. Trombone on the right wing. Gets it over to Erica James. James on the drive. Puts it up and in! It was a line drive, but it went into basket. It's up 12. Brooklyn College has it. 1:15 left to go.
And that was kind of a product of Brooklyn College's spreading of the floor. Just giving an easy lane for Erica James to just drive right in.
Renter now over to Rakitsis. Rakitsis to Howard. Howard with 10 seconds. She drives to the baseline, puts it up and in. Howard backwards put the ball in. A 10-point lead. 50 seconds left to go. Trombone quickly up court. She's at the foul line extended. Pulls it back. Still dribbling. Swings it over to Erica James. Erica James spins into the paint. And stripped away. It's still going to be Brooklyn College basketball with 15 seconds left on the shot. 37.9 left in the quarter. Coming in is number 24, Healy, checking back in for John Jay. Ball inbounded to George on the right wing. Now bounds baseline, puts it up, and got the foul, but not the basket. But Kayla George will be going to the line to shoot 2. That is the 4th team foul for John Jay.
Kayla George has been able to drive easily throughout this game pattern. She's just been picking her moments just to take a person off the dribble, which has been really good.
Kayla George knocks down the first free throw.
Usually she's been kind of focusing on her three-point shot and shooting from the outside, but it's nice to see her trying to go in and drive in.
Second foul shot is good. It's 29-17 with 33 seconds left to go. It's a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Howard on the left wing. Takes Kayla off the dribble. Under the basket to Healy, but she missed. But Howard loses the ball, gets it back to Lalone. Lalone to Howard. Pulls it back. She has all the time in the world. Rensher puts up the shot. No good. And rebounded by Goodman. Check that. That's Trombone. Trombone keeps the dribble. Takes it down. Baseline. Puts it up. No good. And fight for the rebound. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter with Brooklyn College up 29-17. And an excellent start for the Bulldogs. And John Jay trying to fight their way back. And it's very entertaining and fast-paced, wouldn't you say, Jose?
Yeah, it's been a great game so far with a lot of the points coming in transition. I don't believe that the Bloodhounds have attempted a 3 yet. So with, I believe the Bulldogs have made 3 threes so far?
2 so far.
2 threes so far, and that's kind of given them a good advantage. So, Pat, a good thing that I've noticed is that they've kept the Bloodhounds in the paint. It's kind of been an old school battle where it's been mostly inside the paint, fast breaks. There hasn't been any much perimeter play, so that's a good point for the Bulldogs. They've had great perimeter defense.
Well, in that first quarter, you'd have to say that the Bulldogs out-hustled John Jay, getting to loose balls, getting into their running game a lot easier than John Jay has been.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to keep that momentum going into the second quarter and just stay focused and keep them out of the paint because they've given up some easy layups in that first quarter.
Oh, yeah, they have. I think that when Lang started to press every so often, the Bloodhounds would get down the court really quick and get an easy layup. And he's kind of not been pressing as much as he has been in previous games, which I am surprised by. But you can see, Pat, that whenever he does press, John Jay gets an easy layup a lot of the time. So that's kind of, he's probably not going to use the press that much for the rest of the game, but we'll see.
So Brooklyn College will start with the basketball in the second quarter. Checking in for the first time is the freshman number 1, Nancy Pham. Trombone now goes into the paint, pulls it back, gets to the Kayla George. George on the right wing, swings over to Pham, goes into the paint. Pham down low to Sarah James, swinging to Trombone. Trombone to George for 3. No good, and rebounded by Healy. Good, strong rebound by Healy right there. As Howard brings it back up. Gets it to Healy, misses it, but gets it back. Gets it back to Howard. Howard guarded by George on the left wing. She crosses. George going to pick up the foul, and that's going to be George's first foul and the first foul of the second quarter. And Healy will be going back to the line. And this is what Coach Lang did not want Brooklyn College to do, is that put John Jay on the free throw line because they are a very good free throw shooting team. But that's not going to be the case. They said she was not in the act of shooting, so John Jay will be inbounding the ball. Howard looking, still looking, gets it into Albright. Albright turnaround 3, no good, air ball, but Howard gets the rebound. Off the dribble, gets into the paint, and called another foul.
And that's what? That's the second
That's
foul.
That's the second foul. Nope, they're going to call it on Goodman. That's her first.
Okay. That's the second foul of this period, though. So hopefully that's so far been an issue in this game with the Bulldogs fouling a great deal. So we'll see if that gets fixed maybe at halftime or in this quarter.
Well, Nyasha Howard can really get to the basketball.
Oh, yeah.
That's 2 fouls she's picked up on Brooklyn College.
She's she's been driving in almost every time she has the ball in her hands. And she's not looking to score a lot of the time. First, she's looking to pass the ball out to someone, but then she'll end up taking like a shot or a layup. So we'll see. A lot of her drives are off rebounds, leading to transition.
So George is on the left wing. She pulls it back to the foul line extended. Now goes top of the key to Trombone. 5 on the shot clock. Trombone into the paint. Swings over to George. George takes a deep three and knocks it down before the shot clock expired.
And the Bulldogs have just been hot from three this whole entire game.
Now you see the press.
Oh, and there we go.
Stolen.
It's a 3-on-1.
And George puts it in, and timeout called by John Jay.
And there we go. You see that Lang just uses the press when he needs to, Pat, and he just kind of caught the Bloodhounds off guard there. That led to a pass that went awry, that went to a 3-on-1 break, and that was just perfect.
I like the way that Coach Lang is mixing up his defensive calls. He's going man-to-man a little, then he goes to the 2-3 zone. He'll go half-court press, a little full court, and just trying to keep John Jay off balance, and it's been working to the Bulldogs' effect.
Yeah, because he'll go man, then he'll go zone, and every time he switches it up, John Jay has to play a different offense, Pat. And so if he keeps switching it up, eventually John Jay is going to get confused of what they're going to face every time they come down the court. And that was a perfect example of that, where they started off zone for most of this quarter and just went straight to the full court press and got those 2 easy points off of it.
So John Jay is going to bring the ball up the court, going from right to left, and it's going to be Rakitsits now on the left wing. Goes to the baseline on Trombone, puts up the shot, no good, rebounded by Dasha Goodman. Goodman over to Trombone. Trombone into the paint, swings over to James. James puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Trombone. She misses, rebounded by Albright. Albright now gets it over to Howard. Howard top of the key, guarded by George. Swings it over to Albright. Albright for 3. No good. Rebounded by 35 Rencher. I'm sorry, that's 30 Lalone. Gives it back to Howard. 16 on the shot clock. She's guarded by George. She pulls it all the way back out to the right side. Off the dribble, into the paint. Puts it up backwards. Rebounded by Goodman. Goodman to Trombone. Trombone into the paint. Stripped. But she gets it back. Triple team. Gets it to George. And we say no foul before the shot. And it's going to be a foul on number 23, Albright. That's her first foul. The team's first in the second quarter. 7:27 left to go in the quarter. Brooklyn up 34-19. Nancy Pham checks in, and she's going to inbound the ball.
She doesn't get that ball.
Gets it to Trombone. Easy layup. 36-19. As Brooklyn's on a 7-1 run. So Rakitsits swings it over to Howard. Howard for 3. And it's good. Natasha Howard bangs down a 3. It's now 36-22 as Trombone brings the ball up. Down low to Goodman. Goodman over to Sarah. Sarah James misses the 3. Rebound by Howard. Howard now bringing the ball up. Swings it over to Rencher. Rencher baseline, hops. And that's going to be a foul on Sarah James over the back.
And with that 3 by Howard, she's kind of just been doing everything. Hitting the 3, well, that specific one. She's been getting the defensive rebound and pushing the offense. She's been getting to the basket very easily. She's dishing the ball out. So we'll see what defensively Brooklyn can do to kind of counteract her, especially on fast breaks.
Healy knocks down the first free throw. And knocks down the second. Brooklyn College up by 12. Now it's Trombone on the left side, foul line extended. Swings it over to Pham, goes back. She traveled. She got to put the ball down first before you move the foot. And now Brooklyn College going to the bench as Erica James and Michelle Pena checks back in for Pham and George. So right now, Brooklyn College has 3 team fouls to John Jay's 1 in the second quarter. 6:30 left to go. Brooklyn up by 12, 36-24. Rakitsits now on the right side. Pulls it back, gets over to Healy at the top of the key. Gives it to Howard. Howard loses the dribble, picks it up. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Gets to Rakitsits. Rakitsits off the dribble, into the paint, puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Goodman. Goodman gets it to Pena. Pena swings it over to Sarah James. Over to Goodman. Goodman down low to Trombone. Nope. Yes, that is Trombone, and she gets fouled. I think that is on 24. That's Healy. That's her first, the team's second.
And Trombone seems to be getting lost behind John Jay's defense, especially off the inbound play, and then there again.
Trombone misses the first one, and you're right. They're not paying attention to her. They're just watching the ball and not watching Trombone, who's doing a good job of moving without the basketball and finding an open spot.
Yeah, so we'll see who else like Trombone can do that, Pat. We'll see if it's multiple Brooklyn guards that can figure out what she's been doing. And
so Trombone comes out, and Taylor George comes in, and Brooklyn College in the full court press. Albright swings over to Howard. Howard gets it across the half-court line. And they're double. Swings over to Albright. Albright takes the three and knocks it down.
And Albright, who's at 35% from the three-point line, we'll see if she shoots a little more throughout this game. Brooklyn College just kind of held her to just driving and keeping her off the three-point line.
Erica James at the top of the key now. Swings over to Sarah James. Sarah goes baseline. Swings it over to Pena. Pena goes baseline, puts it up, no good, too hard. Rencher gets the rebound. Now John Jay, who's cut the lead to 10. Howard now swings it over to Rencher. Rencher into the paint, puts it up, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and Albright comes away with it. Albright gets it to Healy. Healy to Howard. Howard goes baseline. Misses and taken away. Oh, and they say Howard stepped out as she tried to get the rebound, and it's going to be BC basketball.
And that was a good defensive possession by Brooklyn, just kind of staying with their man and staying composed on defense, not fouling, especially when people were charging in like Howard.
5 minutes left in the half. Pena now has the ball on the left side. Off the dribble, into the paint, swings it down low to James, but she misses handle the ball, and it's going to be Howard. Gets it to Healy. Healy 2-on-1 to Rakitsits, and she puts it in.
And that's the thing that the Bulldogs have had trouble with. Once the other team goes on fast break, they're not getting back quick enough.
So now they have shaved the 12-point lead down to 8. Goodman swings over to George. George guarded by Howard, down low to Sarah James. Puts it up and in off the backboard. First time you've seen Sarah James on the block. So into the paint, Howard, no good. Rebound, Rencher, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Pena. Pena now bringing the ball up. Swings it over to Sarah James. Baseline, gets her own rebound, no foul. Oh,
that was
man.
a little physical down there.
Yes, it was. They're letting them play. George comes back, swings over to Kitsits. Kitsits into the paint. And we have traveling. I'll tell you this. The officials are letting the physicality play here, and they're letting it go. So if they're calling it both ways, you can't really say anything because it's going.
That's right on, Pat. They're kind of calling it both ways, and where they're letting them play unless it's like someone's really throwing an arm out there or something like that. They're really letting a lot of physicality be happening, which is good because this game is being primarily played in the paint right now.
True. Pena to George. Oh, she threw the ball away. Pena tried to get George swinging on the wing, and now quickly coming to the table is Trombone, and Trombone is going to come in for Michelle Pena. So 3:39 left to go in the first half. Brooklyn College is up by 10, 39-29. So now Rakitsits is bringing the ball up. It's her and Howard in the backcourt with Healy, Rencher, and Albright. Now Rencher has it on the right wing. Gets it to Rakitsits. Rakitsits rolls it to the paint. Albright now in the corner. Off the dribble. Into the paint. Puts it up. No good. Rebound by Rencher. And we got a foul.
Who is that foul on?
is going to be on number 11, Kayla Trombone. That's her first, the team's fourth. One more foul, and John Jay will have the bonus.
That definitely could have been called as an over the back.
Yeah. So Renter is going to shoot 2. First shot is up, and nothing but net.
We had just been praising the refs for a while, and I don't know, that was a little interesting of a call.
Second shot is up, and no good, and James gets it knocked out of bounds by Albright. Number 30, Madison Lalone checks in for Renter for John Jay. So 3 minutes, 15 seconds left to go, 9-point lead for Brooklyn College. Trombone bring the ball up. The James sister in. Erica has it on the wing. Into the paint, loses it, picks it back up. And they call travel on Erica as she was fumbling with the ball, and when she got it, she shuffled her feet. So that's going to be a turnover. John Jay was good in the passing lane and deflected the pass. So now Rakitsit's bringing the ball up. Off the dribble, into the paint. Blocked by Goodman. Sarah James gets it to Goodman. Goodman now bringing the ball up. And stolen by Lalone. Healy to Rakitsits. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by George. George keeps the dribble and brings it back. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. George, top of the key. Guarded by Howard. Swings over to Goodman. Goodman over to Trombone. Down low to Sarah James on the block. Puts up the hook shot. No good. Rebounded by Healy. Healy gets it to Howard.
And that was Brooklyn College's attempt to kind of slow down the game.
And Howard again puts it in.
Brooklyn College really needs to not let the John Jay get in the fast break so easily.
7-point lead now. Trombone into the paint, puts it up, but she was fouled by number 30, I believe. That is number 30, Lalone. That's the team's third. And timeout called by Brooklyn College, and Renter is going to check back in for John Jay after the timeout. So right now, John Jay is putting their run in. They've knocked the lead down from 12 to 7. Brooklyn College, I think what you said, Jose, is exactly true. They need to slow it down, not allow John Jay to get their run game going, because John Jay is very effective when they got their running game.
Yeah, and ways Brooklyn College can do that is just throwing it down to the post. We've seen numerous times with Erica James and Chanel Jamont that whenever Brooklyn College gets the ball to the post, they've been able to win that battle. We can maybe see that more often. But once Brooklyn College misses a shot, Pat, John Jay is right on the fast break right after the rebound. So
yeah, they're pushing it as soon as they get a rebound.
So we need to see Brooklyn College get back quicker or fight for more offensive rebounds.
Brooklyn College inbounds the ball to Goodman. Goodman to Trombone into the paint, puts it up, no good, and taken away by Lalone. Lalone to Rakitsits. Rakitsits to Howard. Howard into the paint, puts it up, no good. Goodman gets the rebound, taken away by Howard. She puts up the shot. Renter comes in. She gets the rebound. She misses, and George gets the rebound. George slows it up, but keeps the dribble into the paint. And we have a foul away from the ball against number 23. Oh, nope, they called it on Howard on the pick. That's the team's fourth, her second. One more foul, and Brooklyn College will be in the bonus. Both teams have 4 fouls. Trombone, top of the key. Wide open, Erica James for 3. No good. Rebounded by Renter.
In these last 5 minutes or so, we haven't seen Brooklyn College take as many threes that they did in the first quarter, especially earlier in this quarter. So we'll see. That's been the first one in a while.
Albright for 3. No good. Rebounded by Sarah James. She gets it to Trombone. Trombone to Erica James into the paint. Scoops it up and in. She got the finger roll.
And there we go. Brooklyn College getting to the paint has just been a constant, and whenever they get there, they do score. So we'll see. They need to do that a lot more.
Howard again. And she traveled. Good job by Dasha Goodman standing her ground. Howard ran into her and shuffled the feet, and it's a turnover. 50.2 seconds left to go in the half. Brooklyn College up by 9. Inbound the ball. So now Goodman has it on the wing to George. George to Erica James, top of the key. Off the dribble, guarded by Albright, scoops it up. No good. Sarah James was fouled trying to get the rebound, and that's going to be the team's 5th foul, and she should be going to the line to shoot 2. That foul was on number 30, Madison Lalone. That's her 2nd. Team's 5th, and Sarah James will be going to the line to shoot 2.
And with Brooklyn College driving the ball a lot more, they seem to be gaining more of the momentum and more control over the tempo of the game. And hopefully with them driving the ball more, Pat, they'll get to the free throw line more, and that'll help slow down the game and not let John Jay get on the break so easily.
Sarah James missed the first foul shot. Bouncing for the 2nd. No good. Rebounded by Albright. Albright bringing the ball up herself. 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Albright off the dribble, goes baseline, puts it up, no good, but it's off of Sarah James. Off of Sarah James' body. So 20 seconds on the shot clock. 20 seconds on the game clock, 19 seconds on the shot clock. Now inbounded to Lalone. Lalone looking to get it to somebody. It's Albright. Albright, baseline, cut off, spin, puts the shot up, no good, and knocked out of bounds by Healy with 10 seconds left to go in the half.
And that's kind of what you need to do to guard Albright. With her being the best shooter on their team, just let her go to the paint. Stolen from behind by Albright.
3, 2, 1. Shot is up and no good. At the end of the first half, it's Brooklyn College 41, John Jay 32. We don't have the stats right away, but an excellent quarter by Brooklyn College. John Jay is doing an excellent job of weathering the storm. But, Jose, let's talk a little bit about the run that you know you're going to get from a quality basketball team. When you go up big, you got to expect at some point in time in the game that team is going to make a run. They did. Brooklyn College weathered the storm, did a good job to go into the break up by 9.
Yeah, and that kind of started with Howard driving the ball and getting to the paint. We've seen her do that a lot this game. Right off fast breaks, we'll see her catch a quick rebound and go straight down the court. And along with, I believe, Albright's 3, that kind of was starting to shift the momentum. So we'll see what they do in the second half to kind of slow down John Jay. And that's kind of, John Jay's had that speed on top of the Bulldogs. But we'll see.
I'll tell you this, I don't know if you noticed, Chanel Jamont only played about 3 minutes of that second quarter, and Brooklyn College did not lose the lead. We got the stats here for the first half.
Yeah, and Chanel Jamont played 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
And that was definitely because of her foul trouble. She picked up 2 quick fouls.
Yes.
So we'll see. And she was great in those 6 minutes. She was dominating in the paint, and so we'll see. Maybe she'll play a lot more in the second half.
I got to believe so.
Minutes. Yeah.
And look, in those 6 minutes, she had 8 points and 3 rebounds.
Yeah. She was pretty on top of it in that, and when she did play. So, and then even when she did come out, I believe Erica James and Sarah James Erica James specifically, was taking more over of that position of getting on the block, throwing her arms around, throwing the elbows around, and getting nice, easy buckets.
Everything else is pretty much balanced. Brooklyn College has the edge in free throw percentage, 42 to 27, but the rebounds are kind of even. John Jay's up by 3, 28 to 25. Turnovers, 9 for John Jay, 7 for Brooklyn College. assists, 8 for John Jay, 11 for Brooklyn College. So we expected two evenly matched teams to go at it, and the stats are bearing that
Yeah.
fruit. They are evenly matched, but Brooklyn College has a 9-point lead going
Yeah.
into the half.
I think a big part of that is John Jay's second quarter and where they won that quarter 15 to 20, 15 to 12. So it looked like Brooklyn College got into a lull offensively, kind of in that quarter compared to their 29 points in the first quarter. So we'll see if they can get back to what they were doing.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The one thing that Brooklyn College most definitely has to pay attention to is not getting in foul trouble. We see the foul shots, even though they've gone to the line 16 times, they made 10 of those free throws.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put them on the free throw line because that's easy points, the clock's not running, and you kind of stymie your own momentum.
Yeah.
On the other end, Brooklyn College late in that second quarter started getting into the paint, started getting the foul calls against John Jay so they can go to the line. So you need to start doing a little more of that. You saw Sarah James on the post. Jamat, when she comes back in, you know she's a low post threat. So you want to see a little bit more mix and match. Get it down low and then kick it back out for some easy threes.
Yeah, of course. And so we'll see if they can kind of slow that game down. And that's perfect for the Bulldogs because they prefer to play the game slow. They prefer to get easy turnovers into fast breaks. And then when they're not doing that, to play a half-court offense, get it down to Chanel, get it down to Erica James or the other James sister. So they want to play big.
Yes.
And so playing slow will allow them to do that, compared to John Jay wanting to play fast. So we'll see how that goes hand in hand, and we'll see if Brooklyn College can take more control of the momentum of this game, especially the speed.
So hopefully we're going to get a interview with the assistant coach coming up briefly. They're in the locker room talking over strategy. We don't want to delay from that. But you are listening to Brooklyn College Bulldogs on YouTube Live. I'm Pat Brown. This is Jose Rodin. We're going to take a short break. Hopefully we'll have that interview coming up before the start of the second half, I should say.
It's been good. I expected more from their star player. No, yeah. I thought we would have. I thought Healy would be more dominant, but she hasn't been. She's done nothing. Like it feels like she's done nothing. Yeah.
She fell down a couple times. She gets right back up.
Eli just retired.
Who?
Eli retired.
Okay. He didn't want to wind up playing for anybody else other than the Jones.
So, how far was she from the foul?
No, she gonna hit that tonight. Quick math. She got 14 right now. So she gets another 11. She ties us career high.
She hit 5 3 points in the second half. That's 10 points.
I think so.
But she needs to do 10 points to get to 30.
I was hoping we'd get Coach
And then she
Gary
would
up
still
here
need 8 points.
interview, but
You have your own.
Do I? Sorry.
Get your own, Joe. Come on.
How much is John this season? Your role is 27%. However, they only have 5 threes, but they're at 40% close right now.
Oh, you're just going to Albright.
Yeah,
Albright to take about all of their shooting.
all but one.
She's nasty.
Not Howard. Tasha Howard.
But she's bad. She's Russell Westbrook.
She's bad.
She's Russell Westbrook. That's my same opinion on Russell Westbrook.
Healy handled her pretty well. Howard, the power forward. She gets
Bro, she's Westbrook. She has 9 rebounds, 10 points, and 4 assists. She's doing everything. But that's all she is. She's just a stat player. No, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. All she does is get rebounds, run down the court, and miss the layups.
that chick is tough. Nothing don't phase her. When she fell down, she got right back up.
No, yeah.
A lot of hard fouls they let them get away with.
True.
But they're doing it on both sides, so I get what he's saying.
Yeah, to be fair.
She has 10 points.
That's fair.
3 of 11.
She's Russell Westbrook. She's their Russell Westbrook.
Until this year, where Houston destroyed Westbrook,
I never liked Westbrook.
I liked him.
I think he was always bad.
I liked him. He went on Houston, and Houston just not watching him.
You know what? You know what's funny? Last month, I was just starting to maybe like James Harden.
Back here at halftime of Brooklyn College basketball. I am here with Coach Rocco. Coach Rocco, thank you for stepping in. A very challenging and very fast-paced first half. Is that what you were expecting?
Yes, we expected that. We expect the game to get sloppy at times. And our key was to not allow us to get pulled into that, and I think we got pulled into it a little bit. We got to settle down, run our stuff a little bit more. Got to hit the boards better, not bail them out. I think we're doing that also. They're a tough team getting to the rim. They like to get there strong, and we're fouling them, reaching in rather than moving our body, getting in the lane and packing in a little board. So I think we need to pack the lane in a little bit better. We need to box out more, and we need to keep our composure. Also, they have a short bench, so we're hoping that's going to come into play in the second half also.
You maintain your big margins. 9 points is not as big as it was. It got up to 12, mainly without Chanel Jamont on the floor.
Yeah.
Of course, the early foul trouble, you want to curtail that, not let her get 3 or 4 fouls, and then have to make sure she definitely doesn't play. Was that strategic to make sure that she can play a lot more minutes in the second half?
Oh, yeah. No, we knew that. We definitely didn't want her to get that third foul, so we had to bite the bullet and go without her. I think she'll be fine in the second half. She changes the game, obviously.
She only played 6 minutes in that first half, and she scored 8 points and 3 rebounds.
We like to be getting the ball more in the post, more in the lane, and she makes it easier to do that.
Right. All right, Coach. Well, in the second half, what defensively are you going to do to stop the drives of Nyasha Howard? Because that seems to facilitate their offense.
Yeah, we went to zone a little bit earlier on, but we're always concerned that we're not as aggressive in the zone. But I think we might see a little more zone in the second half to pack it in. Better help defense, so this way they don't have these open lanes getting in there.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to bring my partner, Josh Roden, back in. And Coach said it. He said, listen, we got sucked into to John Jay's type of game, running gun. We didn't really want to do that, so they're going to regroup, get their defensive strategy together, try and stop the drives of Nyasha Howard, and then play Brooklyn College Bulldog type of basketball.
Yeah. That, as you can tell, that was a big part of the game. Just Nyasha Howard just driving into the paint a lot. And so it'll be really good to see the Bulldogs counteract that with maybe switching up their defense, like he was saying, zone. We'll see. She's doing a lot in the sense that she has 9 rebounds. She also has 10 points. She has 4 assists. She also has those 3 turnovers. She also played the whole first half. She played 20 minutes.
Yes.
So it makes sense that she would have these stats. Someone that I was very surprised about is that I want to see Katie Healy perform a little bit better. She only has 12 points and 4 rebounds. Coming off of, 24 points and 19 rebounds? It seems like the Bulldogs have really come out to stop her, and it looks like they've done that, Pat. So
Well, she's gotten how many free throws she's made? She's made 4 for 4 for the free throw line. So she's getting to the basket, getting the fouls, and getting the easy baskets.
Yeah.
And they concentratively in their offense, Brooklyn has taken away her effectiveness offensively.
Yeah.
But she's doing other things. When you're picking up fouls against the other team, that counts, and it is strategic.
She is 4 for 5, so we'll see if she takes a little more shots in this half, but we'll have to wait and see, which won't be that long from now.
So John Jay will start with the basketball. It's going to be their starting 5, Howard, Rakitsits, Albright, Healy, and Rencher. And the starting 5 for Brooklyn College, Pena, George, the James sisters, and Jamont.
With Jamont back out there, we'll see what kind of effect she has on the game. Kind of taking a rest for that whole second quarter.
So they inbound the ball to Albright. Albright now brings up top of the key. Gets it to Rencher, and Rencher traveled as she tried to back down into the paint. So turnover, and Brooklyn College will have the basketball. So inbound to Pena. Pena now is bringing the ball up down the left side of the court. Crosses half court, now goes to the top of the key. On the wing now on the left side. Still dribbling. Gets to Jamont. She's on the high post. Spins off the glass and in. And right away, Jamont goes right back to work in the post. Brooklyn College up 43-32.
And there you go. That's kind of what they were missing in that second quarter, where they were kind of falling behind. And you see immediately she brings that right back.
And off the dribble was Rakitsits and rebounded by Jamont. Jamont going coast to coast, puts it up backwards, but no good. Rebounded by Healy. Healy now bringing the ball up, gets it to Rakitsits. Rakitsits to Howard, top of the key. Shoots a long 3, no good, air ball. Jamont lets it go out of bounds.
And then you see even Chanel Jamont just coming in as a defensive presence, also as someone who can take the rebound and go coast to coast immediately. So
you're right. Pena now gets it over to George on the right wing. Goes into the paint, swings it back to Erica James for 3. No good. Rebounded by Albright. Albright now brings it, gives it to Howard. She brings the ball up. 8:30 left to go in the third quarter. Brooklyn College up 11. Gets it over to Healy. Healy now off the dribble. Gets it over to Rencher. Rencher top of the key to Rakitsits. Rakitsits off the dribble. Gets it to Albright. Albright takes a 3, and she knocks it down. That's her third 3. Her second 3. It's 43-35.
And that's something that she can do. You need to press up on her, especially on the wing.
Swings it over to Sarah James, top of the key. Over to George. Gets it over to Pena on the foul line, standing on the left side. Now she goes in the paint, swings it over to Sarah James for 3. She knocks it down. 3 for 3, and it's back up to 11. So now Brooklyn College into the press, but Sarah James got caught for the reach-in foul. That's the team's first. Sarah James second. 7:48 left to go in the third quarter. So Rencher will be inbounding the ball for John Jay. And hold up, we have whistles by the official. And there's repositioning the inbounds play. So Rencher is going to inbound. Just waiting for the whistle to blow. And there it is. Ball's in. Oh, knocked out of bounds by Jamont. She did that so nonchalant. Now you're going to get that easy pass. So reboot. and gets it to Albright. Albright top of the key, guarded by Erica James. Still at the top of the key. Now she goes on the right wing, goes baseline, triple team, gets to the Renter, but stolen. Stolen by Jamat, but got a blocking foul on Renter, as that's going to be their team's first and Renter's first as well.
And you can kind of feel a different energy in the Bulldogs team with Jamat kind of on the court. Defensively, offensively, she's kind of put a whole new spark plug into the team.
Pena now bringing the ball up. She's on the left side, gets it over to Erica James to Jamat down low, puts it up, and no good, but she got fouled. And I think that's Renter again.
We just have to hope Chanel Jamat just doesn't get back into foul trouble again. Picking up a other foul in this quarter wouldn't be that great for her.
Well, Jamat had the easy go to the basket. It wasn't an offensive foul. And she missed the first free throw. That was Renter's second foul in a row, and she has a total of 2. And that's the second team foul for John Jay. Knocks down the second free throw. And now the lead is up to 12. Now Brooklyn College in the press. Howard swings over to Kitsits. Kitsits over to Albright. Albright knocked away by George. George gets it to Erica James. Over to Pena. Pena pulls it into the paint, puts it up, and no good. Rebounded by Jamat, up and in.
And there you go. Just Chanel Jamat just cleaning up the glass and putting it right back in. And you can see Brooklyn College coming out with more of a press right now. Oh,
and wow, that now they
it looked like she extended her arm a little bit there.
That's what it looked like to me. But they called Pena on the foul. That's the team's second, and that's Pena's second. So as loose as they call it in the first half, they're a little bit tighter now in the second.
Yeah.
So the ball is inbounded to Howard. Howard guarded by Pena, top the key, into the paint. Puts it up, high off the glass, no good. Renter rips the rebound. Howard puts it up and in. Howard is just very, very strong under the basket. George goes baseline. Sings it to Erica James. Erica James to Jamat. Jamat pulls it back out. She shoots the 3 and knocks it down. Nothing but net. Jamat did work on a 3-point game. Rakitsits takes the 15-footer. No good. Rebounded by Rakitsits. Gets it to Howard. Howard now swings it down to Renter, puts it up and in. That was a good rebound job by Renter. Now it's Pena.
And you can kind of see John Jay's new defense to kind of stop Chanel is just
Erica James off the dribble, puts it up and in.
Aldred is picking her up at the other free throw line and just following her down the whole court.
The Kitsits now driving, gets it over to Healy. Healy takes the foul line jumper, no good. Rebounded by Taylor George. George up to Erica James. The layup is up and in.
And that was a great pass by George. Just able to see her down the court. Great vision right there.
So now Howard off the dribble again into the paint. Puts it up, and they call a foul against, I think that's Sarah James again. Yep, that's her third.
Howard is just constantly just driving it into the paint every single time.
But this is what they have to do. Once you see Howard drop her head, you know she's not looking to pass.
Yeah,
if you're the help defense, just stand your ground. She's going to run right into you and get the charge.
They need to start looking for getting charges against her, which you're right, Pat, they haven't really done that yet. But they should start noticing that. She's not really looking, whenever she's driving, she's not looking to pass it out that often anymore.
And they call a timeout called by Brooklyn College, a 30-second timeout. And I want you to consider your point, Jose.
Yeah, she's driving and putting her shoulders down. A lot earlier in the first quarter and earlier in the second quarter, she was kind of driving, and then she'll look for, I believe, Healy. But now she's kind of just going in for herself, and she's just holding the ball up and trying to throw up some crazy layups. We'll see if the Bulldogs kind of, like what you said, start to anticipate that and draw some charges.
Yeah, she doesn't disguise. Oh, I'm dropping my papers here. You get to put it on the table for me. That would be appreciative. She telegraphs when she's going to drive to the paint. She drops her head. She drops her shoulder. She's not looking up. So right away, that's telling the defense that she's going all the way to the basket.
Yeah.
So if you're that help defender, you see her coming, step in front, plant your feet, and just take the charge.
Yeah, and that would be easy turnovers for the Bulldogs.
So John Jay's in the full court press. Inbounded to Erica James, and she gets it, swings it back to Pena. Pena to George. Break it easy. George pulls it back. Good job. And she resets the offense, gets back to Pena. Pena over to Sarah James. Sarah James to Erica James. Down low to Jamot. Jamot on the block. Swings it over to Pena. Pena to George. With 10 on the shot clock. George to Pena. Pena over to Erica George. 7 on the shot clock. Goes baseline to Jamot. Got to put up the shot. She does. No good. Albright gets the rebound.
And that was just a bad Brooklyn College offensive possession. No one really wanted to take that shot. They really need to be more aggressive in taking their shots.
4:40 left to go in the third. And Rakitsit goes up. No good. Rebounded by Jamot. Jamot gets it. Picks up a dribble still. Gets it over to Pena on the right side of the court. Brings it over to the top of the key. Swings over to George. George on the right side. Top of the key now. Pulls it back. Shoots the three. No good. Rebounded by Howard. Howard now brings the ball up. Again into the paint. Puts it up. No good. And knocked out of bounds. They say off of Brooklyn, as Howard is just a beast when she's in the paint with the shot and the rebound. And now Trombone and Goodman check in, and Labiner checks in for Brooklyn. Howard to inbound the ball. 4:12 left to go in the third. Brooklyn up 56-41. Howard under the basket to Healy. Healy brings it back out to Albright. Albright on the left wing. Guarded by Erica James. Now it's to Rencher. Rencher goes into the paint. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Labiner. Labiner now gets it over to Trombone. Trombone over to James. James puts up the shot. No good. Rebounded by Goodman. Goodman to George. George for three. No good. Rebounded right to Erica James under the basket. And the basket's gonna count, but we got an injured player, John Jay, under the basket. So hopefully she's going to be okay. And I don't know who that is right now. I think it's Rencher, 35 Rencher. And she's holding her head. I think she might have slipped and hit her head on the floor. Hopefully we do not see no concussion or anything like that as she is holding her forehead. Yeah, it does look like she hit her head on the floor. We want her to be okay. I hope she does not have a serious head injury and that she can go to the bench and relax and hopefully be able to play the rest of this game. Did not see exactly what happened to her, but not the officials, the trainers are there, and she's up and she's walking off, but a little wobbly. So everybody's clapping here in the gym, and me included. You never want to see anybody in a competition getting hurt. So the basket does count. It's 58-41, 3:48 left to go in the third quarter as Rencher goes to the end of the bench. She's walking a lot stronger now. Okay, number 34 is going to check in, Jessica Gorman, for John Jay taking Rencher's place. Now we're getting ready to put the ball back in play. The possession arrow favors Brooklyn College. The Bloodhounds will be inbounding the ball. And it's Rakitsit bringing the ball up, gets it over to Howard. Howard on the right side and stolen by Brooklyn College. Trombone pulls it out, gets it down low to Erica. Oh, she just got pushed in the back.
Oh,
wow. All right, but
definitely a push in the back.
Most definitely. Jump ball, and Brooklyn College has possession, so they will inbound, and the Biner will come out, and Jamot will come back in at 3:35 left to go in the third. That was such a blatant push in the back.
Yeah, there was definitely 2 arms extended.
George swings the top of the key to Trombone. Trombone to Erica James. Erica James, baseline to Goodman. Goodman pump fakes. Gets it back to the top of the key to Trombone. Over to George. George pump fakes. Another pump fake. Gets it down low to Trombone. And she knocks down the 10-footer.
And there we go. Again, Trombone kind of just using the baselines and getting out of bounds or just coming back in.
Trombone's done a great job of moving without the basketball.
Oh, yeah.
So Howard now, on the right side, picks up some picks, gets it to Rakitsits, top of the key. Guarded by Trombone, 15 on the shot clock. Gets it over to Albright. Albright gets into the paint, pulls it back at the foul line, goes baseline again, gets it stolen. That was Trombone, who thought she had an easy pick. They called a foul on Trombone. Trombone's second, the team's fourth. One more foul, and John Jay will be in the bonus with 2:50 left to go in the third. Howard to inbound. Gets it over to Albright. Albright shoots. No good. Rebounded Howard. Howard pulls it back out. Howard under the baseline, and
that's going to be a technical.
A technical on Nyasha Howard, as she said something that the official did not like, and she slammed the ball down.
Yeah, it looked like she slammed the ball down after getting called for the foul.
And Taylor George will go and shoot the technical. And knocks down the first technical. She bounces, puts it up, and knocks down both.
And there we go.
And Brooklyn College will still have the ball as Gorman checks out, and Lalone checks in.
That's extended the Bulldogs' lead to, 21 now? So you can see with the bringing back Chanel Dramont into this game and kind of this new defense on Howard, which has kind of just forced her into traps, and she hasn't been able to do anything about that.
So now it's Goodman. Swings it over to George. George pump fakes. Gets it down low to Goodman. Goodman. She's tripped. George again.
Jump ball.
And Dasha Goodman is down, and she rolls over, and she's just taking the time to get up. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to John Jay, and Goodman is a little shaken up, but she's walking under her own power, bending over a little bit. I think she banged her knee on the court when she got tripped, obviously tripped. No foul call on that one. And Coach Lang is talking to the official, and I know he's talking about her being tripped, and how could you not see that? Pleading this case, but, sometimes you got to talk to the ref and say, hey, pick that up. Rakitsits now, top of the key, goes into the paint, puts the scoop up and in. Rakitsits with a good drive. So now a Trombone off the dribble, swings it over to Erica James. Erica James down low to Sarah James, knocked away. Albright has it. She's going close, taken away by Jamont. Jamot's going to pull it back because it's 1-on-4. What a move! Jamont. Trombone, they got fouled by 24 Healy. You're seeing a little shake and bake there by Jamont, twisting, turning, spinning, and then dishing it off. And Trombone picks up the foul against John Jay, going to the line for 2.
And Jamont, who kind of just wanted to hold the ball and wait for the rest of the team to come behind her and slow the clock and just waste some time, kind of just took advantage of what happened. The John Jay being too aggressive, and then she's just reacting to that.
Trombone knocks down the first. Second one is up, and good. Trombone knocks them both down. The lead is back to 21. So Howard now bring the ball up, trapped in the corner, gets it over to Rakitsits. Rakitsits now puts up the shot, and good from 15. Rakitsits now asserting herself offensively as Brooklyn College quickly brings the ball back up court. Trombone over to Sarah James. Sarah James holds it, gets over to Taylor George on the right wing. Swings it back over to Erica James, top of the key. Off the dribble, into the paint, scoops it up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Jamont comes away with it. Jamot holds, goes into the paint, swings over to George. George for three, and it's good.
And Janelle Jamont just, every time she's on the court, is just taking over. It's like a whole other level that the Bulldogs go to.
Howard now double teamed over to Rakitsits. Rakitsits now swings it Albright. Albright goes baseline. Blocked by Erica James. Sarah James got the rebound, gets to Trombone. Trombone to Jamot. Down low. Swings it.
No.
Swings it back to Erica James. She slows it down. Swings it over into the corner to George. George cross court to Erica James. Erica James into to Trombone. She brings it back out to the right wing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trombone off the dribble and fouled by number 10, Rakitsits. That's going to be her third, the team's fourth. I'm sorry, that's the team's fifth, and Brooklyn College in the bonus, as Trombone will be going to the foul line to shoot two. First shot is good.
And Trombone's been getting to the foul line a lot this quarter. I believe this is about to be
That's
her
her
fourth.
fifth foul shot.
Her fifth.
And knocks it down. She's 5 for 6 from the free throw line. And the lead is now ballooning up to 24. And now Richburg comes in for Brooklyn College. Trombone sits down. Brooklyn College still in the trap. Swings it back over to Rakitsits. Rakitsits over to Albright. Albright swings it over to the corner to Lalone. Lalone to Healy. Healy goes baseline. Puts the shot up. No good. Fighting for the rebound. Taylor George comes down with it. Quickly gets up court. Swings it over to Erica James. Erica James. Oh, man. Hard foul, as that's going to be the 16th foul, and Erica James will go to the free throw line. 7.8 seconds left to go in the third. 23, that is Albright. She picks up her second.
And the Bulldogs still using their press and still trying to play great defense, which is a good sign. Still showing great energy.
Erica James rattles in the first free throw. Unofficially, that's her 14th point of the night. And she knocks down the second. So 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 71-45. Swings it over to Albright. 1 second. She swings it over. No good. End of the third quarter, where Brooklyn College unofficially, no, not unofficially because you can tally it up, 29-16 in the third quarter.
And again, with Brooklyn College scoring another 29 points in a quarter again. So you can see that second quarter was kind of just a product of Chanel Jamont just being on the bench for that entire quarter. And with her playing this third quarter, you can see the resurgence of that offense.
Jose, you made that point very early on in the third quarter when Jamont came on the floor. The whole atmosphere, the whole aura of Brooklyn College's offense changed dramatically, and the energy just automatically picked up. She reasserted herself in the paint on the defensive end, and it's like a totally different team when she's on the floor.
And even more like, even though specifically talking about offense, she's that, first 2 minutes, she went straight to the paint every time.
Every time.
Dominated. And you could just see that. And then she steps out, takes a three. And that's like the more resurgence as John Jay kind of has someone follow her the entire time, just straight up man to man. So, but then you can see her, once they start to slow down her offense, her defense picks up right away.
Right away.
And she's guarding Healy and just forcing her to take bad shots. She's contesting mid-rangers. You can see her just doing everything on both sides of the court. And then she's taking rebounds and just going straight down the court, and then quick passes out for a three to George.
So
And
we're
she's kinda
starting.
doing it all.
Sorry,
No.
go ahead. We're starting the fourth quarter now. Brooklyn College has it. Kayla Richburg in now. Taylor George has it on the wing, gets to Richburg. Richburg holding, gets a pick from Jamont. And we got a travel on Richburg. She didn't put the ball down before she took the step. So Brooklyn College up big, 71-45. in the fourth quarter. Now it's McKinsey now bringing the ball up. Richburg gets it over to Howard. Howard to Lalone in the corner. Back to McKinsey on the right wing. Gets it down low to Howard. Howard cuts off by George. Gets it back to the top of the key to McKinsey. George by Richburg. Gets it over to Howard. Howard for three. No good. Rebounded by Healy. Puts it up. No good. Sarah James comes away with it.
And this game has been consistently physical through this entire time. Through this entire game, this game's been really physical. And the refs have been calling some fouls and not calling some fouls. And it's kind of going both ways in this game.
Well, Albright just picked up her third on the inbound pass to Jamat. So that's the team's first. Erica James, the inbound. Gets it to Richburg. Richburg puts it up. No good. Jamat puts it. And kickball as she tried to bounce and bring it back. But Jamat being effective on the offensive boards as well, unfortunately did not be able to put that back into the basket. Howard bringing the ball up now. Double team into the corner to Lalone. Lalone goes baseline, swings it over, knocked out of bounds by Richburg. She was playing passing lane perfectly. 8:57 left to go in the game. 71-45 is the score. Brooklyn College up. Howard to inbound. Gets it into Albright on the left side. Goes to top of the key now. Goes baseline, pulls it back. And we got an offensive foul on Albright. They say she used the shoulder to separate. And that's Albright's fourth foul, the team's second. So Kayla Richburg bringing the ball up with George, the James sisters, and Jamat on the floor. Richburg off the dribble, into the paint, up and no good. Rebounded by Jamat, up and then no good. Again, Jamat up, no good, no foul, but three straight offensive rebounds for Jamat. And Richburg stole it, knocked away. Oh, Richburg had it stolen. Erica tried to get it, knocked it out of bounds, but as you see, it's a never die attitude by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, once they keep themselves in defensive positions, they're always ready to get their hands on a ball or a pass that's going over their heads. Their hands are always ready to get a steal.
So now Howard on George into the paint, and we got a foul on either Richburg or George. One of them reached in. And the foul is going to be on George. That's her second, the team's first. 8:21. It's going to be a shooting foul because Howard was in active shooting, so she's going to shoot two.
And like you said, Pat, they really haven't let her draw charges. They haven't gotten in front of her. They're always attacking her from the side and reaching in. It would be good to see them take your advice on Pat.
Howard knocks down both free throws, as they have scored the first points of the fourth quarter. Richburg bringing the ball up. Gets it into the corner, and man, oh man, just physical, just tried to get to the pass and just shoved Erica James out of bounds. And that's her third, the team's third. That was Lalone who picked up hers. Now George over to Richburg. Richburg into the paint, puts the scoop up, no good, too hard. And it's Howard bringing the ball up. Richburg's going to guard her. Into the paint again, knocked away. Oh, man, they called a foul on Richburg. And that's going to be her first.
Just keeps reaching in on Howard. They need to learn how to just stay in front, keep their hands down, and just kind of let her come to them.
So Dasha Goodman and Michelle Payne comes in for Richburg and Sarah James. Howard to inbound. Gets it into Healy. Healy brings the ball out. Swings it to Rikitsits on the left wing. Pulls it back out. Gets a pick from Albright. Goes into the paint. Puts up the sky. Shook and it's in. And timeout called by John Jay as Rikitsits put the ball in the basket. And they're on a mini 4-0 run here in the fourth quarter. 71-49 with 7:47 left to go in the game. And right now, Jose, the Brooklyn College bench has to be tuned in and focused because at any minute now, Coach Alex is going to put that bench in not right at this 7-minute mark. I was thinking about maybe 5 minutes left. He's going to take out the starters and put the bench players in. And even though you're getting in the game with only 5 minutes left, he still wants to see you focus, still wants to see you with fundamentals, still wants you to execute the game plan, because these are high-quality minutes and experience that can come into play later on in the season, especially going into the tournament.
And the Bloodhounds are a good team. So to see that bench play against a quality opponent will be good for them, to just see how Lang evaluates them for later in the playoffs, because the Bulldogs usually go 10 deep. They get deep into their bench early in the game, and we'll see how he uses that, especially close to the playoffs, where he can use different types of schemes and styles of play that he wants to use with the team.
And John Jay comes with the press, broken by Brooklyn College, over to Erica James, back to Michelle Pena, over to Dasha Goodman, over to Taylor George. George down low to Jamont. Jamont goes baseline, swings it up, knocked away, but George has it with 10 seconds on the shot clock. George off the dribble, into the paint, puts it up and in.
There we go. George has just been able to get to the paint this entire game.
Howard has it on the right side. Goes baseline, knocked away by George in the passing lane again.
And there we go. With just Brooklyn College finding their ways into passing lanes, playing tight defense, they've just been able to get their hands onto the ball a lot.
Brianna Pladia is now in for John Jay. Howard over to Rakitson. Rakitson to Palladia. Palladia to Albright. Albright shoots the three. Air ball rebounded by Pena. Pena bringing the ball up. Swings over to Taylor George. Taylor George down low on the right block to Jamont. Jamont pump fake, puts it up off the glass and in.
And there we go. Jamont's just having her way with Healy. Like, she has not been able to guard her this entire game.
Howard at the top of the key, and I see Nancy Pham going to the table to check in. Howard again, drives, knocked away, but Rakitson has it, puts up the 12-footer, no good, rebounded by Erica James, but fouled by Rakitson, trying to get the steal. And that is Rakitson's fourth foul. That's the team's fourth. As now Nancy Pham and Megan Jaje are in for Erica James and Taylor George.
And this is what we mean by, like, they can go 10 deep. Megan Jahe has dropped, like, I believe a couple games ago, 22 points.
Yep.
So they have the bench to carry them in whatever situation.
Pena to Jamont. Jamont puts up the hook and no good. Rebounded by Lalone. Now Howard again into the paint. Blocked. Oh, man. I thought that was a good block.
Jamont definitely went straight up with her hands up.
They called it to number 2. They called it on Pena. That's her third. I thought they called it on Jamont. But Howard's going to go to the line to shoot too. They called the foul on Pena. Howard knocks down the first one. Jamont now takes her place on the foul line on the block, along with Dasha Goodman. Howard to shoot the second of 2 free throws. And she knocks it down. So now it's a full court press by John Jay. Gets it to Dasha Goodman to Megan Jaje. Jaje down the baseline, breaks the press, goes up, swings it to Pham. Pham pulls it back to Pena. They milking the clock. They have a big lead, no need to rush. Jaje down low to Jamont. Jamont under basket, puts it up and in.
There you go. They're just trying to play half court this entire for the rest of the game. Just bleed the clock down to the shot clock to 10 seconds, and then really start to play offense.
Yep, 5.5 left to go in the game. 77-51 is the score. Albright now goes into the paint, swings it down low, knocked out of bounds by Goodman. It's going to stay John Jay basketball. Oh, no, they called a foul.
Yep.
Oh, they called an offensive foul.
It looked like they called a charge.
They called that on Albright, and Albright has been DQ'd. That's her 5th foul of the game.
Oh, wow.
So now Megan Jaye picks up the dribble, gets it over to Goodman. Goodman breaks it over to now Jamont, up and no good. And rebounded by Nancy Pham to Jaye for 3, no good. Rebounded by Healy.
They need to try to bleed some
Howard
more.
again.
That's an offensive foul.
Nope, they called it on Megan. I'm sorry, not Megan. They called that on Michelle. That's her 4th. And Howard's going to go to the line again. 5:05 left to go in the game. Howard again to the foul line. She knocks down the first. Second shot is up and good. She got that home. So now coming in for Chanel Jamont is number 30, Sarah Labiner.
And they're trying to clear out the bench just a little bit. Kind of like,
I figured around the 5-minute mark he would start. So Jaye gets it over to Pham. Pham stripped, but she stripped it right back. Gets it to Goodman. Goodman holds, gets it to Pena. Pena pulls it back, calls a play. Swings it over to Dasha Goodman. Goodman over to Nancy Pham. Nancy Pham down low to Labiner. Labiner, oh, bad pass intended for Goodman. Healy going coast to coast, puts it up, no good. And fight for the rebound, but Healy.
that'll stay.
It was
went off
last
Pham's
touched by
foot.
Pham's foot, so it's going to stay John Jay basketball.
Something that I always like about when Lang does clear out his benches, he always leaves his starting point guard out there, Pena, just to have that consistent ball handler there.
Into Rakitsits, and that's going to be a foul on number 12, Megan Yaye. That's her first. The team's 5th. Both teams have 5 fouls. Both teams are in the bonus. 4:36 left to go in the game. First shot is up and good by Rakitsits. Second shot attempt getting ready, and it's good. She knocks down both. So timeout called. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you up, and Jaye goes and scored it to the bench as Taylor George and Michelle Pena quickly said, no, let's go. Come on, youngster. Come with me. But just want to let you know that about a half hour following this game, the men Bulldogs will be taking on the Bloodhounds of John Jay as well in this doubleheader. Again, another highly contested, highly ranked team in the conference, because right now the John Jay men are 5-1, and Brooklyn College are 4-1 in the CUNYAC. So everybody's battling to try and win the regular season championship and then put the number 1 seed into the tournament.
Yeah. I believe the Bloodhounds right now are the number 1 seed
Yes.
in the CUNYAC.
Yes,
So
they are.
we'll see how
Brooklyn
they fare
College
tonight.
is second.
Yep. So, and Brooklyn College has a 7-8 record, so that is a test to what competition they've played. They've played some very difficult teams out of conference, definitely early in this season,
Yes.
and we'll see how that motivates them.
They played William Patterson. They played Wittenberg, who just got their first loss of the season after 15 contests, as George quickly gets it up court. Nancy Pham has it, swings it over to Pena. Pena over to Goodman. Back to Pena. 20 on the shot clock. Coach Allen says hold it. Gives it to Dasha Goodman. Dasha Goodman for 3. No good. Rabiner has a rebound. Back to Goodman. What a feed by Rabiner off the offensive rebound.
And that was great. Didn't even put it up herself. She didn't have a good angle and just easily dumped it off.
3-point.
Oh, wow.
Rabiner.
Whoa.
How is that traveling? Wow, how is that traveling? She got the rebound, was passing the ball as she stepped, and he called traveling. Wow, I
And
don't
her
understand
arm
that.
was being held.
Yeah, and her arm was being held. But, hey, it's all
I don't
right.
know about that one.
4 minutes, 4 seconds left to go in the game, 79-55. The ball is inbounded to Howard. Howard now at the top of the key, guarded by Pena. Howard goes into the paint, puts it up,
They need to stop reaching in on her.
Exactly, because she's too strong to get the ball out of her hand as she's in the paint.
But here's the thing. She's not making the shots. So let her take them. She hasn't been making them so far.
All
You
her
put
points have
on
been coming on a foul line.
Yeah. So let her take those difficult layups because there's more of a chance that she'll miss them than the free throws because she's been hitting all of her free throws.
Yeah, she's made 11 free throws in the game.
So let her take those difficult layups.
She
Don't
missed
foul her.
she missed the free throw line. She missed the free throw and rebounded by Brooklyn College. To Gotcha Goodman. Goodman over to George. George holding. Pena now has her on the left wing. Swing pass to Goodman. Goes to the baseline, puts up the rainbow shot and in. So now quickly up court, Howard again. And no foul as she shot it, and it was an air ball, and no Brooklyn College player touched it. So Brooklyn College is going to have the ball, and checking in for Taylor George will be number 11, Kayla Trombone.
And there you go. Just let Howard drive in and just defend her. But you.
And Trombone was a end line violation as she stepped over and back. So it's going to be a turnover, and John Jay will have the ball. 3:31 left to go. 81-56 is the score in favor of the Bulldogs. So inbound to Healy, puts it up, no good, but she got fouled by, I believe, Dasha Goodman. Yep, that's her second. The team's sixth, and free throws for the rest of the day. Healy's first shot is no good. One more free throw coming. And she misses both, and Labiner gets the rebound.
And we'll see how the Bulldogs play with no starters out on the court. And just
Taylor George is on the court.
Oh, never mind. Taylor George is there. I didn't see her.
George pulls it back. 12 on the shot clock. Off the dribble. Pulls it back. 8 on the shot clock. Down low to Labiner. Puts it up and in.
And there you go. They just bleeded the clock down. 20 seconds just with George dribbling it. And just it's found its way.
There's no rush. You milk the clock.
Milk the clock.
So McKitsit's now on the wing. Gets it over to Healy in the corner. And it's going to go out of bounds off of Brooklyn College. It's going to stay John Jay basketball. And now in is going to be Emmy Cameron and number 20, Shaptafovic. So inbound to Healy, puts it up, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Healy can, but they say stay on the ground as Cameron picks up her first foul. Oh, they call that the Trombone. That's her third. I thought that was Cameron. I saw Cameron threw her hands up saying it was me. So Healy misses her third free throw in a row.
They've been calling a lot more fouls in this fourth quarter, with both teams getting to the bonus early in this game. Well, in this quarter.
Healy finally makes a foul shot. And they go to the full court press. As now Pham comes up. Crosses the half-court line and going to hold 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gets to the Taylor George. George over to Trombone. Trombone gets instruction from Coach Lang. Gets it over to number 11. That's 1, Pham. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Swings it over to Trombone. Down low to Cameron. 2-1, but stolen. Picked up, and we have a kick ball or a foul. What is it? And they called that on Brooklyn College. That's her fourth. That's on Trombone. So they're really slowing the game down with 2:04 left. But if there's a foul committed, you got to blow the whistle and call the foul. Lukitsis makes the first free throw. Getting ready to shoot the second. She does. Knocks both of them down. Platia back in for John Jay.
With this full court press, we'll see if.
What?
What's happened?
I have no idea.
Jump ball?
Oh, no. Thing called timeout.
No, I think.
What happened?
Jump.
Jump.
That
Okay,
ball was
jump
still
ball.
rolling around,
I
but
thought so, too.
I guess because
John Jay
they
has
were
it.
on the ground.
Yep, Howard goes into the paint, puts up the shot, no good. And that's going to be number 20, Shaptovich. That's her first. And Howard again to the foul line. Misses. That's her second miss.
Every time Howard drives, she's looking for the foul. And Brooklyn College just keeps fouling her.
She knocks down her 12th free throw of the night. And into Pham. Pham dribbles. Under 2 minutes left to go. Gets it over to Shaptovich. Shaptovich to Cameron. Saves it to George. Oh, she stepped out as she knocked the ball to George. Good hustle by Emmy Cameron, though. Didn't catch the pass, chased it down, tried to get it to George, which he did, but a foot was on the line. So 1:40 left to go in the game. John Jay Howard to number 1, Platia, misses, and picked up by Cameron. And we got a foul on the floor by Healy, I believe. That's going to be her third, and that's going to put who's going to go shoot the free throws.
And this game just
Gonna be
continues
Emmy
to be
Cameron.
physical.
Yes.
Through all 40 minutes of this game, it's been physical.
So Emmy Cameron's going to go. Cameron misses the first one. Emmy Cameron knocks down the second, I should say. So 1:29 left to go. So 3-point shot taken and missed, rebounded by Pham. Pham now gets it to Pena. Pena's gonna hold. Swings it over to Trombone with 1:05 left to go.
And they should not drive in or run the offense.
Shaptovich shoots an air ball, and it's going to be out of bounds, but she stepped out. It's going to stay Brooklyn College basketball with 58.7 seconds left to go in the game.
They need to just hold the ball and dribble the ball outside and just run this shot clock down to 10 seconds.
Well, there's 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, I thought they switched it back. Oh, well, now they got to put up a quick shot.
So Pham looking to inbound. Gets it inbound to Shaptovich. Shaptovich to Pena. Pena over to Pham. Pham for three. No good. Rebounded by Pena. Pena puts up the shot. No good. Shot clock violation. It did not hit the rim. It only hit the backboard.
Yeah, neither of those shots hit the rim. So
45 seconds left to go. Into the corner is John Jay. Hounded by Pham. Finally gets away. Oh, she's stuck it to nobody. Pham has it, and she's just going to pull the ball back out. 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, and Pham will just give it to Pena. Pena will just hold it under 20 seconds. She's just going to dribble back and forth.
just dribble out this clock.
Gets it to Pham. 10 on the shot clock, 15 on the game clock. Over to Shaptovich for three. No good. Rebounded by Lalone. Gets it over to Healy. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the end of the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The final score, the Bulldogs 84, the Bloodhounds 60. And Brooklyn College now staying on top of the CUNYAC all alone by themselves, undefeated at 6-0, defeated the defending champion Hunter, came and took on the number 1 ranked John Jay Bloodhounds at home. And it was an outstanding performance by all of the Bulldogs. They took it right to John Jay in the second half, exploited their defense, pushed the ball. Howard did a great job getting to the free throw line. She made 12 free throws, but the bottom line is this: Brooklyn College comes away with a big win and full control over the offense.
Yeah, and a big surprise is that Healy really didn't have much of control over the game like we might have thought she would. Her and Albright both were held to what? I believe.
Well, we don't have the final stats. Hopefully somebody will get them to us.
But I know Albright hit 2 threes. She didn't really do much else other than that. Healy had a good first half, but it was mainly from the free throw line.
Yes.
So she didn't really score that much in this in the second half. So the Bulldogs did a really good job defending against the top 2 scorers of John Jay. Both of them have averaging over 17 points a game. Healy at 18.5 and Albright at 17.2. I don't think they made it to that this game. So that just
one of them did. You got to believe that Howard did score over.
Oh yeah,
15,
Howard
so.
Definitely, but I believe her season average is around 13.
So she got just about the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Brooklyn College did a great job of effectively denying John Jay's ability to run the type of offense that they wanted to run.
Yeah.
So we got the final stats here.
They didn't. Healy had just 13 total points, and that's great to have her not get to the paint, not get her to her spots, because she's only taken 6 threes this year and has made none of them. So she's not a threat from outside. And Chanel Jamont pretty much shut her out of this game, especially. Goodson and Erica James contribute to that, just keeping her out of the paint.
Yes, they did. And looking at the score sheet, Nyasha Howard had a double-double, 20 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. But leading Brooklyn College, you had Taylor George, 21 points, Chanel Jamont with 20 points, and Erica James with 17, followed by Kayla Trombone with 9, and Dasha Goodman with 7. 17 turnovers for Brooklyn College, 18 turnovers for John Jay. But Brooklyn College out-rebounded John Jay 53-44. That's the difference right there. No second chance shots, pulling the ball down, bringing the ball up court, and being effective on the court, shooting 41.9% from the field to 25.4%. And when you got a team shooting under 30%, most likely you're going to win that basketball game.
And a big part of the John Jay shooting 25% was actually Howard, who only shot, she took 16 shots and only made 3 of them.
Look at it. She had 16 shots and 16 free throw attempts.
About all of her points, 13 of her 20 points came from the free throw line. And that was a big issue for the Bulldogs, not being able to keep her out of the paint and just letting her get free throws.
And I see we have Chanel Jamont coming for the post-game interview. Let the young man go by. How you doing, Chanel?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. First of all, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you.
On the home court. Tell me, how's it feel to knock off the defending champs at their place and then come take on the team that was in first place in the conference at home?
It feels good. You know, we're a hard-working team. We know what we got to do. We know the end goal that we want, and so every game that we have, whether it's home or away, we're trying to reach that end goal. So it's good. It's a good feeling.
Got into early foul trouble early in the game. Coach sat you for the whole second quarter. Tell me, what's your thought process at halftime, knowing that he's going to put you back in that third quarter? What were you thinking?
I just wanted to make sure that I still played my game, stay true to myself. I picked up 2 quick fouls, but, I had a lot of time to, reset, rethink, and make sure I came back in the game and make sure that I helped my team.
Talk to me about the gel between the established players, the veterans, and the influx of the new players on the court and off the court that's contributing to you guys winning continually.
we started playing like early in August. Grateful that we have such a great chemistry. We all just love playing with each other and just like meshing well and being able to pass the ball and trust each other. Those are things that we're happy that we have, and it's gonna be a real good thing for our team.
And congratulations on
Thank you.
you surpassing 1,000 points. And right now, I don't know if they told you, you are now number 5 on the all-time scoring list.
I didn't know that.
College history. Yep. So congratulations
Thank you.
again. Thank you very much, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Okay. Bring my partner Josh Roden back in. Jose Roden. I did it again. And we got somebody walking by. Come on through. So there you have it. Janelle Jamot coming 20 points, 9 rebounds. Saying right away she loves the camaraderie, the unity of the team on the court between the veterans and the new players, the James sisters, Fam, Jaje. I'll tell you, the bench has been a big, big difference from 2019 to 2020.
Yeah, especially with Kayla Trombone, who put up just 5 shots and had 9 points. She really was able to be efficient from the free throw, which is what was kind of difficult for us in last game where they weren't that efficient from the free throw. But this game, the free throw numbers were definitely up. They were around, they took 21 and made 16 of them, which is great.
Yep.
Knowing that they can get to the line.
And we have Taylor George coming for a post-game interview. Let the people pass here. All right, how you doing, Taylor?
It's good. How are you?
Congratulations on the big win. I talked to Coach Lisa. I talked to Chanel about the camaraderie of the team. From your perspective, how big is it that you can depend on youngsters that's coming into the program?
It's definitely helpful. This was a full team win tonight. We had people coming in off the bench, stepping up big for us. Chanel out early. We had people picking up the slack. So definitely it's good, all the depth that we have that we were lacking last year, and it's a really good win for us.
Your bench has been phenomenal all throughout this season. You guys, when you guys have to sit down or when you need a blow, you guys can rest assured that when they come in, they're going to continue to play Brooklyn College Bulldog basketball, and they get an experience early in the season that should pay dividends later on. Don't you think?
Definitely. Coach always talks about how when our bench comes in, there's no slack. It's not a drop-off at all. And it's so beneficial to us that, when the starters are in foul trouble or turning over the ball or having a down game, we don't drop off at all. The bench really picks up the slack for us. So it's amazing.
Well, congratulations on another big win. You beat Hunter on their court. You beat the team that was ranked above you at Hornhorn. So now you go to York, trying to continue your winning streak and continue placing yourselves up on top of the league.
Yeah, we're
Thank you
definitely
very
looking
much.
forward to it. Thank you.
All right. We got Coach Alex Lang getting ready to come over, hopefully. And here he comes. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. Good. It's a very exciting basketball game we watched. Tell me, how did you guys work on containing that high explosive offense, dribble penetration, they got to a foul line a lot, but you guys buckled down and didn't really let them get into their flow?
Yeah, we just played tough. I mean, I thought sometimes they were able to kind of do what they want to do and get penetration, but we did what I said in the locker room. We contested everything and made it tough on them. Second half, we did a better job rebounding and getting some steals and loose balls and that sort of thing. So we were able to put the game away.
I think the final tally on the rebounds, you out-rebounded them 53-44. So you did become very effective. Talk to me about somebody you don't really talk about too much. I thought she was very impressive today. Kayla Trombone coming off the bench, moving very effectively without the basketball, getting to spots, getting some key rebounds. Tell me a little bit about her game today.
Yeah, KT, she has really good hands. She gets her hands on a lot of loose balls, and she'll get deflections and steals and keep rebounds alive. And like you said, she'll move without the ball. She's not really an outside shooter, so to speak. So she kind of is aggressive off the ball, which is a big benefit of hers. And she can do a little bit of everything. She finishes pretty well around the basket. So I agree. She played a big game tonight for us tonight. So.
Well, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, Pat.
Going into York on Friday, you guys have a 3-game winning streak in the conference. And, of course, obviously you want to continue that flow.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you. All right.
Going to bring Jose back in and wrap this up. Once again, Jose, it was a very entertaining, very exciting basketball
Yeah.
game. Brooklyn College comes away with a big win. Final score is Brooklyn College 84 to 60.
Yeah, it was
Against
very,
John Jay.
it was very fast, quick. It was a good game. It was very physical throughout all 40 minutes of the game, and that made it very exciting.
Yes, it did. So, for myself, Pat Brown, for Jose Rodin, for Joe Leo, the producer, for WBCR Basketball on YouTube. Stay tuned in about 25 minutes for the men.